Alright, it's time to get back on the Impala. Been working steady on it, but mostly little things. Right now we're sanding the dash down and getting ready to start taping it off, and gotta get the dash painted. And unlike a lot of other cars, these dashes don't just unbolt, they're welded in. So that's right now's project. Get it taped off, get the car covered up, and get it sprayed. Go from there. Alright, we got the dash stripped, sanded down, got the car covered up with polka dots and other dope-ass patterns. I normally would not be spraying inside of an enclosed garage, but I think we got it covered up enough. Time to get this dash sprayed and see how it turns out. Alright, pretty much got the dash done. Just finished putting these chromes on. Drip rail trims, got them new. Still waiting on a couple more parts. It's about time to start putting the dash back together. Get the horn button back on. And the main point of getting this dash done right now was because I got to get the glass in. Really not too far I can go with the moldings on the windows and everything without the glass in, because the molding around that has to go in first. Dash came out pretty good, and most of it's actually going to get covered up by a padded dash, which I have to reupholster, but that's it for now. Alright, it's been a few days since I was recording, and got some a little bit of snow, and for some reason my garage lights won't turn on, but we actually got to get this situated to get this moved out. So we did get a shop. It's time to get down there. Got to get the convertible moved. Trans Am naturally is dead, but I can't hook the battery charger up if the garage doesn't work. Maybe I'll run an extension cord from the house. So, time to get these all cleaned off and try to get them moved. Got the Trans Am fired up, letting it warm up. Finished cleaning it off. It's not going to go down to the shop today. Flatbed's coming to get the convertible. I still have no power in the garage. I'll have to figure that out. Ran some new wiring for it, but haven't hooked it up yet. So figure that out another day. Definitely wore myself out shoveling snow, so time to get these loaded up, waiting on the flatbed, and at least get the convertible to the shop today. So, alright, started moving the Impala. Steering's not hooked up, so it is what it is with that. I just put a jack under the front and started dragging it out. got that moved. Shovel this a little bit closer to the fence, and we get back in town, get that door opened, and get the red Impala out of there. Take it to the shop. Haven't got much moved in yet. This is a quick rundown on the shop. Not the biggest place in the world, but not a bad little hobby spot. Be a perfect little area to work on my cars and friends' cars and put other cars together. Is what it is. Next thing is to get the red Impala and get the toolbox and everything out of my garage and start getting it set up. Starting to get settled into the new shop here. Still got a lot to do, but got my cars in here. I actually did accidentally buy another Impala. It's a 4-door, actually a Bel Air, but just for parts. My brother already started taking it apart. All the front clip was there. Put the fenders on the convertible. I do want to make sure that this engine runs. I'm going to put a battery in it, fire it up, make sure it's not knocking or anything, because this car is actually going to go to a friend of mine after I'm done with it. So, see if we can get this thing to fire up. I actually didn't have a key for this car, so I pulled the ignition out, put one of my spare ones in. Gotta put a battery in it now. It's actually a pretty clean car. It's from California. Probably not worth cutting it up, so send it to somebody else. They can have it. Hopefully it'll be on the road eventually, but it's not what I bought it for. So, all right, I got what I think is everything hooked up. Starter was not hooked up. Power to the body. Had to hook that up, and if the wiring on the car is any good, it should at least crank now. I haven't checked for any coil power or anything yet, so we'll do that next, but let's try to crank it. Alright, it's cranking. I'm going to turn the key on, check for power. The battery seems a little dead. Robbed it out of the red car, so put a charge on it for a little bit and check for the basics, and I'll find some gas somewhere. Didn't bring any with me. We got no coil power. Maybe that's why they got this jumper wire on here. Could be a blown fuse. Could be wiring. I don't know. Doesn't really concern me. I just want to hear fire. So couldn't find any gas, but I did find some ether, so we'll use that. All right, I hooked the coil up to power, so see what happens. Did something. I think with some gas it might actually run. After looking around a bit, I found the old wiring for the coil. I tested it, does have power, so gas can set up. Gotta prime the fuel, but that'll happen on its own. Let's try to fire this. Alright, go ahead, try it out. Oh, that again? Yeah, try it out. Alright, good enough. Alright, the engine sounded good. Pulled my spare ignition out. Go ahead and finish robbing what I want off of it and shove it outside.